darling. I'm just sitting here leisuring in the garden, reading a book or two about logarithms? Algorithms? I'm not quite sure. I'm not actually reading the book. I just look very good pretending to read it. Don't be alarmed by my lack of pizzazz today. I'm usually in much more sparkly outfits. This is casual Kristen. I'm gonna be entertaining you for the next few months because classy Kristen is taking a break. She needs a break, okay? She's tired. The weather is getting better. It would be such a pity if I spent this time indoors editing and researching and then editing more and researching more. I don't want to do that. Also, we're in the midst of a pandemic Lovato and a climate crisis, so if I don't enjoy my life now, like, when am I gonna do it really? It's not gonna get any better than this, trust me. The other question is, Kristen, how are you so stress-free and happy and confident? What is your secret? To clarify, nobody has asked me this, but I assume that everyone is thinking it. And I'll tell you my secret, darling. It's men. Specifically, the lack of them. This has been the first time in all of my 20s where I've not been in a relationship, not dating, not interested in dating. So allow me to take you through the pantheon of knowledge that I acquired in this 1 year of solitude. Translation, here's all the shit that I learned being single. This is embarrassing to say, but up until very recently, I believed that I could only be fulfilled through a long-term serious relationship with another guy. Like, embarrassing. I've been told multiple times that I was girlfriend material and that I was a keeper, which just kind of reinforced the idea that I had that I should be in a relationship, and that is something that I should want, especially since I saw that I was seen as someone that was good at it. What does that even mean? Relationship material. I have always struggled to find men physically attractive, which, you know, should have been an indicator for something. I've noticed that this is very normal in Greece for guys to just not care about their appearance at all, and even the ones that care a little bit about it are still not gonna try or be interested in things like fashion, style, accessorizing, makeup. It's just seen as things that are very feminine. All of those interests in a guy are seen as gay. And I think it goes deeper than superficial appearances, because a man that does enjoy things like fashion and style and makeup and accessorizing and jewelry, he's also a man that doesn't look down on femininity and feminine presenting people. After assessing what I expected from my relationships, I kind of came to the realization that, oh, there's a boy up there. Oh, hey, little boy. Came to the realization that society and the patriarchy aren't conditioning men into really becoming people that I would enjoy a long-term serious partnership with. When it comes to that topic, I've made an entire video discussing it. One thing that I didn't discuss in the video leads me to chapter number 2. Okay, we're inside. The background behind me is gonna get consistently uglier and uglier as the video progresses, because this part of the house is just a mess. But I just wanted to show you something that I just got in the mail. Hello?
Hello.
You can sit there.
I have learned.
The person you're hearing in the background is my brother. He doesn't want to be seen. I don't think I can film this from an angle where that doesn't look ugly in the back.
Maybe if I leave for a little.
Maybe you're making this worse. I've got a box from today's sponsor, Vegan Cuts. Let's open this. This isn't how the box came delivered to me. I just ripped the address off so that nobody stalks me, but anyone that has the patience to like find where this house is and like travel all the way here, there's some serious commitment there that I would admire.
Once people get here, they'll leave.
Yeah, once they get in this town, they'll be like, you know what? Never mind. Vegan Cuts is an all-vegan subscription box for vegan and cruelty-free snack and beauty items. Every month has a different theme, and this box is for all women-owned vegan brands. Vegan Cuts also donates a portion of each sale to support an animal sanctuary, and this month it's the Reba and Friends at Austin Farm Sanctuary. The snack box contains 10 or more snacks, and the beauty box contains 4 or more full-sized items valued between $60 to $110 in every box. Vegan Cuts is an awesome way to discover new vegan treats or to gift it as a thoughtful present. I loved everything in this box, but that creamer and the date syrup were on another level. Also, the moisturizer from the beauty box box has become one of my favorites. I've been using it for a few weeks now since I filmed this, and it is perfect for my sensitive and acne-prone skin. Vegan Cuts ships internationally with free shipping within the US, and you can use the code KristenLeo to get $5 off of your first order. Huge thank you to Vegan Cuts for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to chapter number 2. I feel like a few people might relate to this, where dating, especially hetero dating, kind of feels like a game of power. And for me, I've always felt like things are either equal or I am losing power. By that I mean, I always felt like I was sacrificing more, but at the same time, I would gaslight myself and say that I'm just being selfish, when in reality, that wasn't really true. I was giving more in relationships and I wasn't getting what I was giving back. The only time that I would feel like I would gain power in a relationship was when I would end it. In this last year, it's when I realized how much I've truly been sacrificing just for the opportunity of being able to date men, which is ridiculous and very embarrassing. I realized that the only reason I've moved out of my parents' house and moved into the center of Athens was so that I could have the opportunity to date other men, because this house is in the middle of nowhere, really. So it was always like more practical for me to rent something in the center of Athens. Only now, again, that I've had this 1 year alone, actually enjoying being single and thinking about my life in the future and planning it without having to think about someone else and how they're going to be included in that, have I realized how much of a different life I've wanted for myself. When I first traveled to the Azores Islands, from Pico Island, which is where my mom is from, I loved it there. But at the same time, I knew that because the population is so low and because it's so isolated there, that it would be extremely hard for me to find someone to date. And like, just thinking about that, oh my God, cringe. And I've always told myself that I'm gonna move there when I'm old and like my husband's dead and I can just go there and retire. And I just had this moment where I'm like, you can go there now. You don't have to wait for your entire life to be over in order to start living the life that you want. So yeah, not being in a relationship and embracing being single, not seeing it as something negative, but actually seeing it as a benefit to my life, has allowed me to really think about all the endless possibilities of where my life could go and exactly what I personally want. And it's so exciting to know that I don't have to settle anymore. I found a spider, pretty big one, on my hair. I don't feel safe. The amount of free time that I have is unbelievable. The world's my oyster. And it's just been so nice to put my needs and my wants as my number one priority and not to have to think about making another person happier. And it really is such an enjoyable process to start asking yourself, what do I want for myself and what needs do I have that are not tied to societal norms. And for me, I've realized that social interactions are really not that important or as big of a priority as I've been told that they have to be. I genuinely enjoy spending time with myself, and I have been taught to feel so ashamed of that and to feel like there's something wrong with me, when in reality it's something very common, especially with neurodivergent people. The other thing that I started really enjoying was not having the pressure to shave all the time. Now I just shave whenever I want, whenever I feel like it, which is so much better to be able to have full control over my body. And like, sometimes I feel like not shaving my legs, and sometimes I feel like shaving them. And just having that option without attaching it to feeling shame about my body because I know that it's gonna get judged by a dude that is not comfortable with female body hair. Yeah. I'm so glad that's not a problem for me anymore.
A little moment of appreciation for Miss Gingers over here, who is so filthy because she's been rolling around in all the grass and in the dirt.
I actually pretty much finished it before I got to film this because it was so good. And now I just have to sit here and pretend that I'm drinking it. So now we're in chapter number 4, which is comphet, compulsive heterosexuality, which is a new word that I've added to my vocabulary because I have been so incredibly ignorant and unaware. I feel like I've been under a rock for such a long time, and it's been so enjoyable learning about all of this stuff. And comphet is something that I've deeply related to. So if you are a person that doesn't come out of your mom's coochie like screaming I'm gay like, then it might take you more time than it takes other people to figure it out, is what I've come to understand. On top of that, what makes things even more confusing is that you're not born and like sometime during your childhood have an epiphany that like, oh, I'm super gay, and then you just come out and move on with your life. It's not that simple for many people, and it's also kind of fluid. So you can actually go through different phases in your life where you identify as different things, and all of those phases were completely valid and not really phases, they were just who you were at that time. And so you can go from being ace to being bi to being pan. So that really complicates things. But ultimately, a label is not really that important. And so I ran a little personal experiment for myself a few months back, maybe half a year back, honestly. I don't know, time's flying by. But I downloaded Tinder and I went undercover as like that scared hamster meme. Because I didn't actually want to talk to anyone, but I just wanted to see what's up. I really just was curious to see what's up, and I set my preferences as both male and female. And the revelation that I had, other than the fact that I absolutely loved being completely anonymous and a hamster, I also was shocked at how many women I was swiping right at, and like how few men. Like almost no men really intrigued me to swipe right on them. The men that I did swipe right on were like, well, you just have to swipe right on a dude. You just can't keep going like this. And from what I could see, at least women were putting some effort in their Tinder profiles, while men were putting none effort. They all just looked so scary, just so scary. The biggest epiphany that I had was realizing that I am more gay than the straightest guys out there. But I was like, do I care if she's curvy or skinny? No, they all look good. Do I care if she has body hair? Of course not. All these guys that are like, no homo, man, you look good, but I'm like into chicks. But like when you ask them what kind of chicks you're into, it's like, oh, they have to have a tiny waist, big tits, big ass. They also have to be shaven everywhere, even their eyebrows. Or like, I don't know. They have to wear makeup, but I don't want to know that they're wearing makeup. You know what I'm saying? Also, they need to eat like a truck driver, but look like a Victoria's Secret model. It's like, I don't think that you like women as much as you think you do. Like when all these lesbians are making songs about stealing your girl, that's a very realistic scenario for you, Chad. I am not showing my feet for free. Nope. No feed for free. So, why not do gay? Why not be gay? Why not date women? I'm just loving not having to answer to another person, not having to share anything. I'm in a very selfish period in my life, and I am loving it, and I don't want anyone to ruin it, really. I want to build my life around my needs, my dreams, my desires, and then find someone who's already built their own life based on their needs, their desires, and whose life can fit seamlessly into mine. I recognize how impossible that is, and I'm not at all saddened by the idea of that. I'm actually like not bothered by it at all. So whether or not I get to share the life that I want for myself with another person, it's just something that is a bonus, but it's not something that if I don't get it, I'd be sad about it or feel like my life is incomplete. My life doesn't need another person to be complete. I hope you don't take all the things that I said personally and think that just because that doesn't apply to you, that I think it's wrong. That goes without saying that every person wants different things, and there's nothing wrong with me not wanting what you want. In the same way that there's nothing wrong with you not wanting what I want. I'm really curious to know like what your thoughts and experiences are on this. I really enjoyed reading people's reactions in my video about the collapse of hetero relationships, and this is basically like a part 2 to that. I was also really happy with some people that told me that that video helped them come out, and I don't know. It's like I wish I had someone online that I could have related to when it comes to this stuff, but unfortunately I didn't. And so maybe I can be that person for someone out there. I don't know. This is gonna probably take a while.